Good evening. Thank you for joining us here tonight on True News Network. Real coverage, real news, real information. The state of Texas is set to hold an audit of the 2020 election results at the request of former President Donald Trump, despite him winning the state last election. Trump won the state from Texas from President Biden by more than 700,000 votes last election, but was relieved of his duties after Biden outperformed him in total states won. Texas Judge Hidalgo went on to say that Trump's playing politics with the integrity of elections threatens our democracy. This comes after Trump urged lawmakers to overturn the election from votes from Pennsylvania and also Michigan, among other states, because he felt that the election was rigged. Judge Hidalgo spoke to reporters yesterday on this matter, and this is what she had to say.
Yesterday, President Donald Trump urged Governor Abbott to investigate the Texas election results. And within hours, an investigation was announced. In Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, politicians who've lost all decency are pursuing similar audits. Texans are smarter than this. Playing politics with the integrity of elections threatens our democracy. Every time you cry wolf, every time you yell fraud, every time you run a phony audit, you are tearing down our democracy brick by brick, and I'm speaking to every person who is playing a part in this. This does not deserve to be treated as a serious matter or a serious audit. It is an irresponsible political trick. It is a sham. It is a cavalier and a dangerous assault on voters and on democracy.
Hospitals are turning patients away as the Delta surge continues to rise, more so in Western states where facilities are being pushed to their limits with the shortage of resources available to patients. States impacted most by the virus are adopted statewide crisis standards of care that provide information on how to provide care to just individuals who are more at risk than other patients who have a higher chance of beating the virus without medical attention. The Delta variant has already claimed the lives of over 600,000 patients in the U.S., and numbers continue to rise.
We have some special processes through the Washington Medical Coordination Center, and those only apply to patients that are in a Washington State hospital. That we are not sort of guaranteeing the help to anyone that's outside of Washington State.
We are in Washington. We are doing everything we possibly can to avoid that. But should we have to get to that point, we as a state are ready. I don't know the words to be able to use to plead with people to please do the things that you can to prevent this from occurring, which is getting vaccinated and wearing masks and really simple things.
A manhunt is still underway in North Florida for a man who police say may have shot an officer during a routine traffic stop last Friday. Police say that Patrick McDowell opened fire on Deputy Josh Moyers after the officer stopped him in the town of Callahan, which is about 12 miles from Jacksonville. Authorities say McDowell is considered to be armed and dangerous, and anyone with information on his whereabouts should contact the authorities immediately.
I again want to provide our community with another update of what's going on with the search for this individual. The first thing I want to say to our community is that Deputy Josh Moyers is not going to survive. Last night, his family and fiance had a meeting and decided to donate his organs. So they're in the process now of finding recipients for those organs, and they'll follow that process. But unfortunately, Deputy Moyers is not going to survive. First Coast Crime Stoppers has provided $5,000 for a reward for anyone who has any information leading to the arrest of this individual. The Florida Sheriff's Association also has $5,000 toward a reward to find this murderer. We now have a murderer on the loose in our community. We're still searching the same area we were yesterday. It's about a 5 square mile area, over 3,000 acres. It's a large area. We have personnel here from many agencies helping, over 300 that are searching this area. Overnight, we did find a couple of items of interest. We found a flashlight. We also found, we believe we may have found his hat. So we still think he's in this area somewhere. We're going to continue to search to look for him, and hopefully he'll turn up soon.
Abortion clinics are filling up in Oklahoma City as Texas residents who are seeking abortion help flock to facilities after Texas lawmakers banned abortion to patients who were over 6 weeks pregnant. The law comes after years of debate between anti-abortionists and lawmakers, which eventually led to the laws being changed. But it's not over yet. Sources say the Supreme Court is preparing to take on the matter in the upcoming weeks, with this being the first of many.
It's a little bit complicated. You know, Roe versus Wade and Planned Parenthood versus Case, which is a 1992 case, say that a woman has a right to obtain an abortion to the point at which a fetus becomes viable, till it can live on its own outside the womb. And that generally occurs at around 24 weeks. So now in Texas, you can't get an abortion once there's a doctor can hear a fetal heartbeat at 6 weeks. So in Texas, there's no longer the right to an abortion after 6 weeks. Harder to challenge before it went into effect. So the question is not just whether it's constitutional, but who can challenge it. So as you mentioned in the introduction, normally state officials would enforce a law like this, and that's the case in other states that have similar heartbeat laws. But Texas gave private citizens the right to enforce the laws. And so what the state is arguing in the Supreme Court, which hasn't yet ruled on the request to block the law from going into effect, is that we don't enforce the laws. And so you can't really do anything as to us. We're not the people to sue. That what the challengers, who are a group of abortion providers, need to do is wait for the law to go into effect. And if they're sued, they can claim as a defense that the law is unconstitutional.
I would like to thank all who viewed this video, and if you are new to the channel and you would like to support, please subscribe. And also, if you appreciate our content, please press the like button and share to those who you care about the most. Until next time, I'll see you when the truth brings us together again.